took me a long time to realize that I was experiencing postpartum depression until it got really, really bad. I found myself spending lots of money and shopping when I truly did not need anything more in my life, but it was just this uncontrollable need to spend money.
Having depression is not something that you can control by taking a walk, by being in the sun. Oh, go get some fresh air. That is just not how it works. Embrace your episodes of depression, and then having the courage to explain to others what you're going through, even if they don't understand, because otherwise it's always like it's like a battle, right?
The different ways that I attempted to cope beforehand and even during starting from high school and college was a lot of isolation, self-isolation. I know of people who have used other coping mechanisms that were not as healthy as well, such as the overeating. For mine, it was the lack of eating, so I actually did not eat as much during these depressive episodes. That I have had experience with the extremes of self-harm, but thankfully that has not happened in many years.
Used to that, and so I cut off a lot of people from my life because I refused to communicate and I refused to open up. I wasn't connecting with anyone, so because of that I felt very alone and very isolated. So I felt really bad about myself because I felt like I was the problem.
For me, depression comes in seasons, but I think for me, the ways that I found that I was able to cope was just about, surrounding myself with a community, like going out with friends, going out with family, going on car rides, going outside, really kind of taking myself out the environment. And also have therapy, shout out therapy.
Kind of dealing with it on my own with music mainly, like listening to a lot of songs, relating to the songs, and kind of just diving deep into music. I realized that my coping ways are focusing a lot on like my academics. I also play the piano. It helps me relax before I go to sleep.
I had a lot of anxiety. One way I coped with it was therapy, and that helped so much because it gave me so many tools I didn't know were out there to deal with this. Writing things out in a journal. So journaling was actually something that really helped me get through those rough times. Kind of moving my body. I didn't realize how much distraction it was for my mind to move my body. And so I started running a lot, doing classes, and classes were nice because sometimes when I would work out on my own, I would get lost in those thoughts. And having classes like Zumba or Pilates or yoga, I had to zone it.
Like overeating, staying home, not even just staying home, but also trying to keep like a super busy schedule because I didn't want to have downtime to think about or deal with anything or those intrusive thoughts. It's been years, but including self-harm to cope with depression because I felt like that was the only release I had.